Welcome back, you guys. Today we're doing a VOD review on JayRod, breaking down his technical prowess and trying to see some of the tendencies that he has. This is some rolling footage ever since he got banned from B Team. We really haven't seen much jiu-jitsu from JayRod. His last professional match was WNO against Ronaldo Jr. I honestly think JayRod won. They kind of robbed him of the decision. I think JayRod's the best grappler in his weight division. But taking a look, so he's standing up from closed guard. I want you guys to pay attention to this. So as soon as JayRod gets put into closed guard by this guy, look, he has a foot up already off one knee. He's ready to stand up. He does not want to spend any time in closed guard starting to do any BS like, oh, I'm going to try to, frame on this guy's ribs or anything. He's not trying to sit there. Instantly gets off a knee, trying to stand up. Notice how he stands up at an angle. So if you pay attention to his knees, he windshield wipers his knees and he cuts an angle to go ahead and stand up. So looking diagonally a little bit to his right, which is his opponent's left, gets up on both feet. Now that he's standing, he's going for that vertical posture. So not only shoulders over hips, but shoulders behind hips is what you want in a closed guard situation. And then you start fishing for inside position between the legs and breaking open the closed wedges. So this guy, let's run it back. He does a classic K-guard transition. He's hooking the left leg of JayRod. JayRod's seen this so many times before. I think he even baits like a handstand or something like that, where look at this guy's left hand. He does like a handstand bait sweep and then he goes in for the K-guard inversion. I think JayRod denied him of this instantly by turning his left leg at an angle. He kind of dips that knee. In order to get K-guard, the guy on bottom would need to put his knee inside of JayRod's legs so that he can control his far hip eventually, with his right foot hooking the far hip of JayRod right over here. So his knee right now needs to be inside JayRod's legs, and then he would throw his left leg over JayRod's glutes in order to go ahead and attain control of both hips. The grip this guy had right there was pretty interesting. So usually people go with a palm to palm grip and they pinch. This guy went wrist to wrist, so that's a good thing to note. Jay already cuts an angle where he's starting to backstep and he's dropping his weight. So notice how right here, instantly how this guy goes for K-guard. Jay dips his knee, turns the angle, basically does a 180 degree shift in where he's looking and looks to backstep here. But before he does that, he goes ahead and lowers his level. Another key detail is he can go ahead and pry off the bottom guy's right foot hooking into the right hip just by grabbing the shoelaces, or what would be the opposite side, the balls of his feet, and prying his foot off. And that would enable him to actually do a long step, and instead of backstepping, since this guy already has this leg threaded over and he chose an interesting position for it in between the legs, for backside 50-50, this is a unique entanglement. JayRod's knee line is already pretty much free from this guy's knee line. He's not in a really tight position, just has JayRod in sort of an awkward position with these hooks. So yeah, prying off this guy's right foot, and then he can do a long step, the opposite of the direction he just stepped before, square back up with this guy, and he no longer has a backside 50-50 heel hook here. Yeah, so basically if JayRod just steps his right leg and squares back up with this guy instead of having his back exposed, technically, as far as their alignment, he would no longer be in any meaningful leg entanglement for this guy to go ahead and take advantage of, and his knee line's already free and he can go ahead and easily kick out or work from there if he would like. But yeah, dropping the hips after the guy goes for the backside 50-50 heel hook, just so the heel is not light for him to lift and go for the leg lock. And then as we see here, this guy lost the knee line, JayRod's free. Let's watch exactly how he did that. So this guy's really going for the leg. He sweeps JayRod, but as he sweeps him, JayRod just kind of, okay, he does pry that foot off, but he doesn't then take a forward step because this guy takes his left leg and hooks the far hip. So interesting. And then it seems like after JayRod pries that foot off, this guy's right foot, he's trying to invert even further, going right under him. And before JayRod had his chance to do anything else, sweeps him. JayRod's back into passing. Does his signature split squat passing. This guy's playing a high knee shield. Trying to go for another leg entanglement. Look how this guy's framing on JayRod's head. JayRod's controlling the feet, the ankles, weaving his head in on that top shoulder. So we all try to block the far side arm from attaining a crossface, as this guy is doing with his right arm right here in a knee shield passer scenario. But notice what JayRod is doing. He's constantly keeping his head on this guy's shoulder line, right? So when he's able to smash this guy's frames down and he's grabbing the knee shield with his right hand, as you can see, collapsing it down, putting his weight on it. And if we pay attention to JayRod's feet, it seems like he's always having one foot up to put his body weight into his passes and enjoys passes like that. I wonder if JayRod will ever try camping. He would probably be really good at inside head camping, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one that thinks that. So this guy's going for another leg entanglement. At this point, you know, JayRod, he figured that this guy loves going for the leg, so he's playing a De La Hiva right now, and off of De La Hiva, he decides to invert, and I think this is like a back take, not really like an entanglement that he's going for. This looks like a pseudo octopus guard, and then he just gets collapsed by JayRod. Let's see what JayRod does. JayRod's just going to turn the corner. So this guy is an octopus, right? And so instead of shifting his weight backwards towards this guy's head, JayRod goes the opposite way and is opening and basically just turns into him, turns into the armpit, not away from it. And he's going into body lock passes now. We see he has a palm to palm right here, fighting for head positioning. Don't really have that clear of a shot on his hips right here, but this guy's trying to go for butterfly hooks, maybe get a sumigeshi, and he off balances JayRod with hip posts. He tries to go for a shoulder crunch here, controlling Jay's head. Lassos in. So we see here JayRod has a hip post with his right hand, and this guy has a grip on the back of JayRod's right elbow. He lassos in his left foot into JayRod's armpit, right armpit. He's still framing on that far side arm. We saw this a lot in CJI. JayRod does a wrestler, I'm explosive bro, transition into north-south. So we see this. This is what I'm trying to work on right here. So transition to north-south. So he's split squat passing, yes. And in order to make this pass off, he goes from the hip post. And it seems like right here he grabs an underhook, yeah? So you see his right arm. He has an underhook on this guy's left armpit with his right hand. And he uses it to fling himself from a passing position into north-south because he sees that opening. This guy's being annoying with his lasso, and so as soon as JayRod realizes that he can just let go of the hip post on this guy's left hip with his right hand and instead opts in to score an underhook, he scores that underhook under the shoulder really quickly and then transitions to north-south. Beautiful. This guy instantly tries to get his hips into play for a high leg spin, I'm assuming. Can't really fight it. He's doing a good job at framing JayRod's hips, and he's able to get some sort of connection with JayRod. So this guy's hips are actually pretty flexible. I mean, look at this. Able to get him quite high And then JayRod makes a turn, giving him the angle to bring a knee in, and then high leg spin by bringing both knees together. I think the round is over here. Let's see what sort of grip JayRod has. So this guy goes to flip. JayRod transitions, changes his angle. He has one over back grip, and the other one, I think he was opting for either hip or knee post on this guy's right leg so that he couldn't go easily into knee elbow escape. Anyways, we're gonna stop it right there, guys. This video's gone long enough. If you want more VOD reviews and technique breakdowns on your favorite pros, comment down below who you want to see a technique analysis on. And until next time, it's been the Jiu-Jitsu Junkie, and I'm out.